Good, everyone. So today was a decent day. Market was moving fairly well, I would say. Nothing too bad. But we were ranging like within these two zones. But it's almost like 150 to 200 points. So that's more than enough to, get an entry. Took 4 trades today, I believe. Three wins and 1 loss. First trade I took was a loss, but I'll kind of go over that right now. Let's see. Alright, so first trade I took an entry on was around market open. The reason why I took this trade is because on the 144, we can see that we had an up close candle here at market open on this candle, and if we do the little retracement zone, we retrace back into that 50% level, which we do right here, and we just get our setup, the same setup that we're always looking for. And if I just extend this out a little bit, you can see that we get that up close candle here. Excuse me. So as soon as we get that up close candle, I enter in long, and my stop loss is just below this low. But as you can see, price did end up stopping me out, which is perfectly okay. As long as I just stick to my model and stay true to myself, I'll be fine. I'm not really too worried about it at all, to be honest. So this was a loss at market open. I was kind of just hoping for a nice little quick push up to 5 points in profit, so I could just move my stop loss to break even, but that did not happen. So I got stopped out, and price did end up going lower, and right about here is where the 144 candle ended up closing. So I was very tempted to kind of just switch to shorts, but I think every price was just kind of going a little too quick, and I really didn't get an opportunity that I would have preferred to see to enter short. But yeah, we got stopped out. 144 candle closed here, and I should have seen before that the 144 candle was extremely bearish, which is denoted from this orange candle. At the time, I didn't have this indicator on that I created, so I didn't really see that entry opportunity. I definitely would have entered like somewhere around here or something, but that's just bigger risk, and I just didn't really want to deal with that, to be honest. I wanted to see a little bit more of a retracement to enter short, but you can see we kind of just did end up going to the short side, which is fine. Definitely would have been able to secure somewhere down here in the 770s, because typically when the model does not work, and if it reverses, goes the other way, then you can aim for like about a 1-to-1 on the larger time frame. So like in this instance, since this blue zone did not hold, what we do is, as soon as this 144 candle closes, which is the orange candle, we can try and kind of just use the fib tools and just aim for like a 1-to-1. And you can see it easily hits. In this case, it even hits the 1-to-2, which doesn't always happen, but it is what it is. So yeah, those are opportunities. But I didn't enter I didn't enter until maybe like 5-6 minutes later, because then I saw this opportunity where we broke below this demand zone. So I was kind of curious to see if we were going to hold this area, and retest this area. So you can see I do have a zone drawn out here because, oops, it went behind there. I gotta pull it back out. There it is. So we can see that we had a decent push down into this demand zone, which is a little bit sus on the low. Excuse me. So I would say it's a little bit sus just because we're coming into that demand zone, and we kind of move fairly quickly into it, and there's a lot of down close candles already. So trying to go short in this area it's a little bit tricky. But luckily, even if I do see my model, I'm still going to be entering because that's how much faith I have in my model. So we retrace back into this area at the 50% region on the 144. You can see that, first touch 50% level here, second touch 50% level here. But then we do get a close below this low right here. So to me, I wouldn't really be looking for any more opportunities. But price did end up coming back up and staying within this region, within this 50% retracement area. So then, I see the high and I see the low down here. I'll draw it out for you real quick. The low, and then, the high. And then the box just pretty much denotes that this is the tiny high, this is the tiny low. And, as soon as we kind of get that rejection, you can see that I do enter there. And I target kind of these lows, which didn't perfectly get hit, but this is 10 points anyways. So I was in a little bit of drawdown, which is fine because my stop was above the highs. I'm not too worried about that. And I was able to secure my profit, and I definitely moved my stop loss to break even once we were somewhere around here, 5 points in profit or something. And I did like this as well, even a little better, since we were still in that retracement area and we broke this high, which formed a complete order block. So this was able to close below this low. This sequence of down close candles closed below the low, but then it ended up going back and breaking up the order block high. And then my model just appeared, so I felt a little bit more confident with that. So this was the first win, and then so right now we're at 1 win, 1 loss. Then just wait for a little bit for another opportunity, which we do not get until here for about another 6-7 minutes later. We are in that we're still in this demand zone, and we only peaked below the demand zone. This is a larger time frame on the 144, so we peaked below this demand zone, and it's not really telling me that we're going to shorts, we're going to the downside at all. It's just telling me, all right, this is an area where there could be a potential bounce. So I just wait. I see that we get another up close candle in this area, so I'm like, okay, let me just keep seeing. Might actually bounce from this area instead of holding this area to continue to the downside. And you can see, as soon as I saw this candle, I was like, okay, yeah, we're probably going to be bouncing from this area. Let me try to see if there's any long opportunity. Excuse me. And then you can see here we retrace back into this zone area, which is a very strong bullish candle. We retrace back into here, and I just wait for my setup. The same exact thing. We have this high, we have this low. As long as this high or this low is not broken, and we're able to get tiny high and tiny lows and confirmed breaks inside that zone area, our model appears. And as you can see right here, it appeared perfectly. We get that tiny high, that tiny low, and this candle is the confirmed. Let me zoom in a little bit. And we get that this candle right here is the confirmed candle. This one right here with the 1 underneath, right there where that vertical line is. Confirmed candle. Now we just wait for a push back in and wait for a bounce outside of that zone, which we get right here. And you can see my entry right there, and my target is right there. So pretty much a perfect entry and everything. And I actually wasn't here while we were consolidating in this area. I came back just in time to do a very quick analysis and enter the trade right here. Perfect entry, perfect exit. And then I took another entry here at this level because the 144 of this zone bounce area, the 144 candle closed about right here. So this is where it closed, and I saw that we had, a confirmed order block formed right here. So I was just waiting to see if we can kind of get a bounce out of that area. Since the 144 candle closed, I felt pretty good about it. I felt that we were going to keep pushing up, especially coming from this demand zone, which is in this green box down here on the bottom. So I took another entry, and you can see I was able to secure my profits right there. And with this profit, I was in profit for the day for sure. I was debating whether or not to enter another position, but I did not enter a position. I was telling myself, all right, I'm just gonna wait till 7, see what kind of happens. 7 pops up around this area, and we are in a supply zone. So I'm interested. I'm thinking to myself, okay, let me see if we can get like a potential rejection around this area. And the reason being is because if we look on the weekly volume profile, we can see that there is a large low volume node area right here. I know it's a little hard to see because I do have a lot of boxes, but this whole area right where this red supply zone is, it's all low volume nodes. So to me that signals we're gonna have some sort of reaction there. So I'm looking for shorts, and I'm being patient with it. And I do see an opportunity here to go long. And at first I'm like, do I really want to go long in this area? Not too much, but I had a conviction that the 15-minute candle at that time looked fairly bullish. So you can see that this 15-minute candle closed right here, and on this close I was like, okay, we close. The previous candle took out these lows right here, so boom, liquidity grab or liquidity sweep, I don't really know the difference. And we're able to close above these 2 red candles. So to me, I was thinking, okay, that's actually pretty bullish candle. So I was thinking, okay, we're probably gonna go and test these highs up here, the pre-market high. It didn't end up doing that. So I was thinking to myself, okay, I will be long until we touch the pre-market high. But once we get above the pre-market high, then I'll be looking for shorts again, just since we are in that low volume node area. You got to be kind of careful. And it's a big area too as well. Excuse me. So as you can see, it did not end up going to the upside. So I took my entry here. I was able to get closed out at break even. And let me just show you. So this zone area is just based off of this 144 hour candle. Draw the fib level, then you can see we have that high, then we have that low, tiny high, tiny low in here. Then we just wait for an up close, which we get right there. I enter long, but I didn't really like the movement. It kind of reminded me of the first trade we took today, where I just didn't like the price action. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna exit at break even, which is, it's a good thing we exit at break even, because it barely just touches the 10-point profit. We would have gotten stopped at break even anyways. And then if we wait for that 144 candle to close, we didn't get an up close on the 144 from this zone. Instead, we got a down close, and that down close candle closed way down here. Closed down here. This is where it closed. So I was like, okay, you know what? We're actually probably going to be going to the downside. And by this time, it's 7:12. I told myself, all right, around 7, I'll probably log off. But I just wanted to keep on looking, just because we were in that supply area. So I kind of wanted to see what price was going to do. So I saw this opportunity, didn't work out. But then I saw that, it's a down close candle. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, we might go shorts. Shorts are an option right now. So I kind of wait to see if we can get that retracement back into the 144 candle, which is, you can see this high and the low of the range bar. So I just wait for a retracement back into this area. As you can see, we do get fairly close to the 50% level, and we kind of get my model set up. We have that high, we have this low, and then we have the tiny high and the tiny low right there. So I just draw that out, boom. So I would just wait for a retracement back into this area. And you can see that we kind of did end up breaking above this high. So I would have gotten stopped out anyways. But now we're actually physically touching that retracement area. So before in this candle, right, this candle high, it did not touch within that zone. So it's a little sus already, which is why I didn't really enter. I was waiting to see if the 34R could close instead of the lower time frame, because if 34R was able to close, then yeah, with strong conviction, I did believe we were going to keep moving to the downside. Just because we had a long setup here that failed. The 144 candle, which is a large time frame, close to the downside. And then if we were able to retrace back into this area, I have a very high conviction that price will continue to the downside. And remember, I'm just here for my 10 points. I'm in and out, whatever. I don't really need these 50-point plays. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice, but honestly, I'm over it. I'm over trying to chase those big plays. So as you can see, we kind of get a new high and we have a new low down here. So I'm just kind of waiting, and we get my model set up right here. We get the tiny high, the tiny low inside this retracement zone area of the 144 candle that originally had a long setup within it, but it ended up closing to the downside, and that long setup was invalidated. So now that we get that short setup, I feel very comfortable and confident that once we retrace back into this zone, we will be going to the downside. And also, you can definitely wait for the 144 candle to close once it touches this zone. But you can see, I entered on the first touch and we were able to get closed down. So I entered, stopped just above the highs, and you can see I was able to target my 10 points right there. And you can see we just keep on going down, 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 down. I believe we even go more down. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we do end up keep going down to that demand zone area. So, this was like a 1 to 3 on that original 144 range bar. But obviously, you come back into break-even territory. But before it hits that break-even territory, it goes to -2. So it's a 1 to 2 of the original 144 candle, which it's pretty good. But is it realistic that it's gonna hit every single time? No. So I kind of preach, just get out while you can. While you're in profit, just get out. And as you can see, it's worked pretty well for me. We're about to hit almost a month of just being green every single day, or at least ending the day green. I've taken my losses here and there. Like earlier today, I took a loss. This other trade, this long right here would have been a loss, or it could have been a loss if I didn't play my cards right. But you just got to be patient. Just be patient. So today was 5 trades total, I think. 1 break even, 1 loss, and 3 wins. So, it's not too bad of a day. I would say it's pretty decent. Definitely made more than than like what I aim for. I would say I made like at least twice as much than what I aimed for, which, you know, I'm not complaining about. But definitely didn't need to, you know, take this last trade because I was already up for the day. Honestly, this last trade and this break-even trade definitely did not need to take. I was already up for the day. But, you know, I felt confident enough to kind of enter. Because if I don't feel confident, you know, I don't really like to enter. Or I say I don't really like to enter. But, you know, I guess it depends the scenario. But like we say in like ski culture is, if you don't know, don't go. So if you don't know, just don't do it. But yeah, that's pretty much the trades that I took for today. And you can see that we're just still ranging within this demand zone I had drawn out pre-market and this supply zone drawn out pre-market. So yeah, that's it. With that being said, just stay true to your model, and, you know, just be consistent. Just show up, and you'll be fine. That's what I did for a long time, and we're nice with it now. But yeah, so just have a good day. Don't overtrade, and peace.